Nice.
It is nice. Welcome back, everybody. It's nice out. It is nice that the
Hey.
NCAA
Not
championships
Wisconsin, where
have
are you?
finished up. We are moving on full force with our NBA podcast here. We got playoffs coming up very soon. I think by the next time we record, we'll be locked up. The regular season will be over. Well, games have started. I haven't looked that far ahead on the schedule yet, but we're getting very, very close to games. Dave is out tonight. You might notice I'm sub-hosting here. We got Matt here representing the Celtics. We got Topher representing the Knicks. We got Tony representing the Bucks, and we got Juice on the Sixers and me on the Hornets. We're repping the lotto teams, hoping for some good ping pong balls to come up. But the rest of these three guys got some playoff aspirations, and hopefully some good podcasts to come here. Before we get into tonight's show, I want to recognize our two sponsors and partners, Sparrow Hair Studio. If you're in the Lancaster area and need a haircut, check out Sparrow Hair Studios. Being a member of our network will get you a discount, so go see Lean. She'll take good care of you. Also, Lotwin, Lotwin. Rep your team with a custom 3D printed hype chain from Lotwin. Big game day, or just showing out, these made-to-order chains bring the energy. Use code TCCPOD for a 10% discount, or grab one of our oversized chains on their website to support the network. Links in the description. Steve will have it all there, so it's nice and easy to find. Lotwin. They make some pretty cool hype chains. This was what Dave would do. So let's get into where we're at right now with the NBA. What do we got left, guys? 3-4 games? Is that right?
Three,
Some
I
big
think.
games in the NBA too. A lot of teams are playing for things right now.
I believe so. Tony, why don't we start with you? I was planning on starting with Chris because he's been telling us literally since the last show ended that you guys just wait, man. I'll give my takes on the podcast in the chat. I don't know how many times
Yeah,
I've heard
I
that.
don't think you stopped
I've heard
talking since
that
the
this
last
week.
episode.
He's
He's
like,
been
I'll
bringing
give
Hey,
my
it up
takes
and
on the
up.
podcast. You guys just wait. So I know
gotta
he's got
back
some
off a
big things
little.
to drop.
Hold
But there
on.
was some pre-show controversy where Tony said Topher talks too much and
Yeah.
he wants to get in
Okay,
there.
okay.
So
Well,
I
hold on.
think we're gonna
Let's
lead off with
apply.
Tony tonight.
There you go. Thanks.
Let's put some imagery in for the audience on how that interaction went.
Whoa.
I didn't just call Topher out. I was just telling Topher how it's done by a true professional who's gone through training camp in the podcast and been taught technically by the podcast manager, content manager, to teach me how to do this. And when you argue with someone, you have to let them get their point across before they go. Trust me, I was watching last week's episode. I was screaming. I wanted to interject. It sucks that I'm not here every week. And I'm going to bring up some of the topics you guys talked about last week. And I'm going to throw my opinion in. But I'm here this week, and I'm excited to be here. You get happy rooting for the Bucks team. We're on a hot streak. This might be the last time you get that this season. So I'm coming in hot. My team's hot right now. We're 11 games above 500. We're right where we wanted in the playoffs. We're going to talk about that. We're going to play the hope. We're 3 games up on the Pistons, and we got 2 games against them. So as long as we beat them, we're locked in the 5th seed in the East, and that's right where we want to be.
What was that?
And I end on an earthquake right there. Yeah.
Is that Jumanji? What?
So
Yeah.
where you ending? Where you want to be?
Unfortunately.
What's your first round matchup?
It
So
sounds to
right
me
now
like
we'd
he's
be in
going
the
to
fifth
playoffs.
spot,
He's going to NBA Finals.
Huh?
He asked you what you were doing, what was going on. I said it sounds to me like you're going to the championship. You hype. Let's go.
I am super excited about this team right now. Listen, I was reading it again, and I always look back at one point in the season.
Oh.
At the beginning of the season, we were 2-8, guys. We were right there with Philly as one of the worst teams in the NBA. And we're 11 games up right now. That's 17 games above 500. That's right up there with you guys. So, listen, right now, first round, I don't want to play the Celtics, I don't want to play the Cavs, and I don't want to play the Knicks. So Pacers, I feel like, is my best option. And then Cavs would be my next option. That's the road I'm looking at. And if we lose, we lose, but we're 0-9 against all those teams anyways. So what does it matter? Like,
Yeah.
Hey, there's another guy here that's 0 something against the best teams.
Who, me?
But it is about matchups and healthiness when you get to this point. And I was having a conversation with Rick Ramone about this weekend. Like, you gotta cover Giannis. You gotta have somebody who can cover Giannis. And he is a triple-double machine this year. Most triple-doubles in the
Yes.
NBA this
May
year.
I intervene for 1 second since you're talking about Giannis? Because I want to add. I want to add to that.
You can intervene if you're going to talk about my Milwaukee Bucks. I want
to talk about Giannis and your Milwaukee Bucks. Sitting where we are, sitting at third, I would rather play the Pistons, even though they're hot. And I've been saying it for a couple weeks now. I'd rather play the Pistons than the Bucks because
down a bit.
And the reason that's not even why. The reason being is they're new to the dance. They're just learning. They got to come in and take their beating, just like we did last year. And they'll get that beating in the first round. If we had to play the Bucks, we have to deal with Giannis. Giannis has been there before. He won the championship, and even without Lillard, which that ain't even 100%. Is he done? You got to let us know. You're the Bucks rep, but you got to deal with Giannis, and you're right. I would rather deal with the Pistons, 100%. I agree with that, Tony.
Yeah, Dame is done. And
is he definitely done?
I get
100%?
off my last point. For this season, he's done, definitely. They're not gonna risk him. I mean, maybe if they go on a deep run, like who knows what could happen.
I just didn't know if there was any type of like, hey, we're going. I just didn't know if they were going to check it again in a couple weeks or anything like that.
I think teams are being more cautious about that than any time. Like with Wemby getting it and Lillard getting it, I think they're being more cautious than anything with that.
It's big. It could be big. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Like it could be career ending. Like he might never play again.
All right.
And we're mid-season NBA champions if you want to end on that too. So
you're not. That's that dumb shit. It's too early for that.
It's what was that called? It's what are they calling that now? I don't remember. It's not mid-season champion.
NBA champion.
In-season tournament. In-season tournament champion.
Mouth, you peasant.
Last point I want to make.
Lord, go sit at the kids' table.
Nobody really cares about that banner but you.
Carmelo Anthony better than Brunson.
I never said
you got to look at career accomplishments.
Okay, stop talking about people that haven't won championships. Nobody cares. Moving on.
Championship. And Carmelo Anthony went to the conference finals twice, and Brunson has
let's
never
talk
been.
about the game last night where the two teams for two of the panelists played each other. I think that would
go ahead. Go ahead,
Rick.
Rick
for it. You wanted to start on Instagram, and you wanted to start on the Discord today. I didn't say a word. You were sitting on the edge of your seat last night. You were sitting on the edge of your seat last night, waiting for that final tick so you could send something. Nobody said a word all day. Nobody said a word all day. Not even me, who never shuts up. And you know why I didn't? Because it really don't matter. So go ahead. Go ahead.
But if they had won, it would have.
I would not have.
It would have been all day. Your phone would have been buzzing.
If the Knicks would have won, Topher would have came on here emptying the clip.
No, I wouldn't have. I was going to say the same thing, Juice, because that's why I texted Corey about maybe a half hour ago. I was like, you're instigating. I said, because you know damn well I was watching that game, and if you were watching that game, you know I was going off in my living room. I said I wasn't like Matt though, on the edge of my seat, scared, like getting ready to text as soon as the last buzzer happened if they won, because he was sweating it.
Scared.
You were sweating it, dude. I wasn't sweating it.
A team that just got beat 4 games out of 4. I would think you might have a little bit more knowledge in your statements, for the love of Pete. Hold on now.
Go for it. You let me know. You tell me when it's my turn.
First off, I wasn't on the edge of my seat. I was on the edge of my coffee table, which, as we all know, is the good luck spot. And when Matt sits there, the Celtics do good. So I sat there and they did good. So there you go. Number 1. You're welcome. Number 2.
Well, I wish you were
I'm going to give you an assessment, sir. The coffee table, the one my kid jumps on.
I said I wish you were sitting on the couch. I did want the win. I wish you weren't sitting on the coffee table last night. But go ahead.
I know. Number 2, I'm going to give you an assessment about your team. You're not going to like it, okay? But it's something that I saw in my team. So that's why I think you need to hear this, sir. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Watching, I know you love Josh Hart.
Mm-hmm.
I know you love Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But Josh Hart, you know who he reminds me of? After especially last night, he reminds me of Marcus Smart. Because I watched that guy do a lot of flopping and falling down last night and a lot of flailing. And then they do the replays and these guys are just falling and flopping when no one is touching them. And you know who used to do that? Marcus Smart. And that creates a certain kind of culture with your team. We got rid of him and things changed. So if those are the ponies you're going to try to ride into the winner's circle, good luck, sir, because that is not going to get you far, as we saw last night. And the flipping and the flopping and all that, nah. So you got your work cut out for you, but in way different ways than I think you think. So your turn.
Right.
Battle players. I wouldn't mind having a Marcus Smart or Josh Hart.
I like
to be
Marcus
honest.
Why is he
Smart.
riding the pine for the
Like a
Washington
number
Wizards?
5, 6
He's getting
option.
old.
Like those guys aren't the worst players to have.
But he's not that old. He's not even 30 yet.
He's not.
No.
Marcus Smart's not. I mean, I really don't know, but
I
I
don't
feel like
think he's
he's
not.
been around for a minute. Mike, can you look that up real quick? Marcus Smart.
He was
Came out as a
two.
freshman.
He did 2. I thought he did 2 years at OK State.
Yeah, he only did 1 or 2.
I feel like he's been around for a
Yeah.
while.
1 or 2. He might be, if he is, he just turned 30 if he did.
Josh
What's your
Hart
thoughts on
normally-
that, though, Trover?
Josh Hart normally ain't a big flopper. And I did see him complain a little bit more last night. He's usually the one that complains that we complain too much. I feel like Cat is more of somebody that complains. I felt like Cat actually played really well last night. I mean, you're only going to get what you're going to get at him defensively. I like the way we were switching. The only thing I was unhappy about, to be honest with you, was the fourth quarter. Like the fourth quarter, I was unhappy with who was in the game on the last shot. Like I love Josh Hart, but he shouldn't be taking the last shot and go to overtime. You got to have Deuce in the game. The other thing, I wasn't really upset, and I wasn't going to say anything, Matt, Rick, because it really don't matter. It was the first time out of 79 games. We played 79 games this year. It was only the 5th time we had all of our guys together. That was the roster that we're trying to compete with you. Like Karan always says, that's what we want. We want a shot at you. There's no doubt in my mind.
We didn't have our full roster.
You did. You basically had your full roster except Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown played 23 minutes.
First off, champion Al Horford was not there. And you know he doesn't play any of those games with those rebounds. Number 2, Jaylen with these fugazi calls from these refs, by the way.
I didn't even think
Absolute
about Al
fugazi.
Horford. That's crazy. Didn't even cross my mind he wasn't there last night. But most of your squad was there. Porzingis balled out and balled out. Like that shot he took from almost half court. They could have called a foul on Brunson on that. But I guess my point saying is this: Mitchell Robinson's going to play more than 15 minutes. I don't think Tibbs played all of his cards yet. There's no reason
Did he get
to.
hurt?
Who?
It looked like
That's
he
what I
got
was
hurt
gonna
again
say.
last
Looked
night.
like he got hurt to me.
I followed up. Mitchell Robinson's been limited to 15 minutes since he's been back. He needs to be in the game a lot more. He got a couple nice blocks, one on Jaylen, one on Tatum. He makes big momentum swings when he's in the game. There's key moments he would have been in the game if this was the playoffs. Jalen Brunson's on
Did
his
he
second.
come in though after
Mitchell
he got
Robinson
hurt?
gets so much airtime.
He's fine. There's not a negative.
He's a bum.
Who is? What'd you say, Joe?
Mitchell Robinson, dude.
What is
we
he?
talk about the 9th man on your bench more than anybody in this
Tony,
podcast.
don't you
Like,
know
come
about
on,
the
dude.
Bach Ness monster that
He
was
is not a
revealed
bum,
last
dude.
week? Come on,
Look,
man.
He honestly should be starting, and they'll be playing a lot more together in the playoffs. That's going to be like our Twin Towers. They're going to be in there a lot in the playoffs. They haven't even done that yet. You didn't even see our full strength at what we're going to do yet. And we battled with you.
You just said
don't
it.
and
Hold on,
here's the
hold
thing,
on.
here's the
you
thing,
don't
and here's
think
the-
that
and here's the
that's a
thing.
bad idea. That
No.
your big strategy is something that you have never done. You're
No.
going to roll
And
it
that's
out in
why-
the playoffs, and it's
Listen.
suddenly going to work. You think that's a good idea?
He's going to roll with the best players, and he ain't going to run no more than 8 people in the playoffs. And a lot of guys that are going to be on the court weren't on the court last night. And I'm not saying that's why we lost. I'm mad that we lost the game. I'm going to tell you why we lost the game. A couple dumb boneheaded plays. You got to play perfect to beat them. They threw the ball away a couple times. Brunson tries to do that behind the back thing to Hart. They weren't ready for one. Mikal Bridges, the last play, we needed to get a shot off. What did the guys say in the college basketball game? You got to get a shot off. We didn't get a shot off. You got to get a shot off. It was just a dumb brain fart. How about in overtime? How about in overtime when we fouled? I think Josh Hart pushed somebody on the fast break. You got the inbounds play. Went right to the what's the backup white dude, the guy that cooked Towns last
Fournette,
night.
another guy that used to be on the Knicks.
Wide open slam dunk, like easy 2 points, like free throw percentage. We're an 81% free throw percent shooting team. We shot 58%. We shoot 80%. We win that game. Simple as that. Like you can just let the game ride the way the game went. We shoot 80% like we do all year. We win that game. I think we can beat you in the playoffs. I mean, I'm not saying we're going to come in and be the champions this year.
Oh, I want to ask you a question.
I'm just saying the same thing like Karan's been saying. I wanted to play you. I wanted to go to Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm not scared. I'm definitely not scared of the Pistons. They won't beat us. I mean, we'll probably sweep them.
Why not?
Time out.
You guys have been playing better than
And we're going to
anybody.
play you in the second
Hold
round.
on. I want to ask Juice something because Juice called on me last week. Juice, are you aware of the Knicks' upcoming schedule?
Nah.
All right. So they're playing tomorrow night, I believe. They're playing Detroit. And then the following night, they're playing Cleveland.
Cavs.
They're only 2 up on Indiana. These guys are sitting here talking the smack like they got the 3 seed locked down.
We got to win them all. They got to win them all. We got to lose them all. That's the only way they can get the 30 seed from us. We locked that down when Brunson was out.
Those are 2 winnable, losable games.
There's 3 games left.
To be for real, I think they're still trying to figure out
play them. What if the Cavs don't play nobody? You never know who's
true,
going to
Tony.
play it.
What's the name's hurt?
Yeah,
he didn't play. They won last night. That was a big
up.
win. But didn't they win last night?
Yeah.
Without.
The Cavs have a big enough gap. I don't think they have to play anybody the last few games, and they're still the one overall. But I don't. My only thing with the Knicks is kind of like Topher was saying. It sucks because they got to figure out their whole rotation. And again, I think we all saw the fall from Mitchell Robinson last night. Like I'm not saying he is hurt, but I just know when he got up, it didn't look good. I'll leave it at that. Like it was a bad situation. But also, what Topher was saying, if you start the part I want to figure out, if you're going to start Robinson, who's coming off the bench?
They're not going to start him. They should. If he was healthy in the beginning of the season.
No, I thought you just said they should start him.
I'm saying in the beginning of the season he was set to be the starter.
No, we call it around here.
You don't listen, guys. Mike, you never listen. If he would have never been hurt in the beginning of the year, he would have been the starter. In my opinion, like you know, Towns ain't a big time defender. I mean, in the end of the game, Robinson's going to be in there, and then like the last shot. And here's the whole other thing. OG Anunoby, that was a great shot by Tatum. Great shot. The one on top of the key to tie the game up. This is after he missed the free throw. This is after the great dime that Brunson had to Hart and then the middle to go up 3. OG just got to foul him. Just foul him. There's only like a couple seconds left. Don't even let him shoot a 3. The game's over. We don't even go to overtime. So, and then Deuce McBride needs to be in the game. Like you got to put your best shooters in when there's only 3 seconds left. So, free throw percentage is 58%. We shoot 81% on the season. Like, we're not going to shoot 58% next time we play in the playoffs.
But you're not going to get a million more rebounds than us like you did in that game.
We beat you in every category except we beat you in almost every single category last night, too, except for threes.
They didn't have their best rebounder on the floor.
And you didn't do it in the game.
We didn't have our best rebounder on the floor. He only played 15 minutes. Like, he's going to play.
Who's your best rebounder?
Mitchell Robinson. He played 15.
He's a monster. Robinson.
And every time he's on the court, he makes an impact.
Disrespect is real.
Well,
the disrespect was Reggie Miller saying that it was child abuse to what Tatum was doing to.
Facts.
What he did. I heard that at one point. Oh, man, Tatum's he's a superstar, and it was he was nailing.
He's a killer.
Him and Porzingis, I think, went 50% from 3. They hit 19 threes. Them guys were like 12 or 24. Like, and we lost by 2 in overtime and shot 58% behind 3-point and beat them in every category except for the threes. We can compete with that team.
And the score at the end of the game.
Yeah, we can compete with them. Playoffs, baby. It's a different animal. It's a different animal.
You are going to be the 4 seed. You are going to be sad.
We're not going to be the 4 seed. And if we are, then we play you in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, then Patty wrote it down. That's what I want to do.
What is in your cup?
I'm just calling it like it is, bro. Nothing's changed. I'm good. I wanted to win. I want to
bring back in Juice for a second. Juice is the only impartial person here. I want to know right now who you got in the East, and I also
The
want to
East
state a lottery report.
Ooh.
state of the lottery report. Oh, all right. So I think right now the Sixers have a hot. That's what you're talking about as far as where
Yeah,
the
yep,
Sixers get. I
absolutely, yep.
think last time I checked, I think we have.
It's looking
It looks
good.
like we're gonna end. We're good. We're good. Like I think we could even get the fifth pick
Oh,
overall, which I'm praying to God
we haven't won
because
a game since we last met, right?
Hey,
heck
you
no.
Hey, we
you
won a
could
Alright,
game
get
alright.
a
since we
lot
last
better
Process,
than
met.
that.
baby.
You really have legit chance to get way better than that. I mean, the way that
Yeah,
the percentages work out, you might be fifth, but like you almost have as good a odds to fall in the top three as the
yeah,
Jazz.
yeah.
The
I
way that
agree.
the whole percentages work, like it's like you're
I
not that
agree.
far off from having the same odds as everybody above you, and there's no reason why you can't move up. The
But at the
problem
same
is
time, it's a
that those
lottery.
teams behind you also have a chance to move up, and you can't
Yeah,
let two of them hop over
Juice,
you.
one team from like the 5, 6, 7, 8 range always makes it into the lottery. Like you're in just as
Someone's
good
getting
spot as them.
screwed.
I
I
mean, you'll
hear
Screwed.
get
I hear
screwed, but you
you.
can
But
get
the
screwed
the
anyway.
last
Like
time
really.
we needed to hold the pick like this, I think we ended up at like 13 because it. So like again,
Really?
it's still a lottery. We got
Yeah.
yes. I promise you. That's why like until it's done, and I know we got the pick. I'm not
You
saying
don't.
nothing.
Yeah, I got you.
Like I'm chilling the way it is.
Yeah.
But as far as the teams in the East, uh I mean, I hate them. I don't see who beats the Celtics. To be for real.
That's fair.
I I think the sleeper though, I don't know. Cuz I feel like they just don't care. Like they're young guys that don't care. If people nah, cuz they're going to have to get smacked.
Who?
The Pistons are going to have to get smacked. They're too young.
They're gonna
They
get.
got to
They're
get
gonna get
there.
smacked in the first
They got to
round.
figure it out. But unfortunately, too, like Tony, I know Tony's being optimistic as possible, and I hear you. Like nobody wants no smoke from Giannis. Like we got to be realistic about that. But just
He's a
Giannis. But
force.
outside of Giannis, if there's not another scorer on the floor, like who we worry about? Brooke Lopez popping up from
Brooke
three?
Lopez, Kyle Kuzma,
Kyle Kuzma,
Oh
come on.
Nah,
God.
nah,
Kyle
nah,
There's that
Kuzma.
dumb shit again.
nah,
Bobby
Listen,
nah.
we
Portis is
scored
back. Bobby
40 points
Portis.
in the fourth quarter last night. 40
Bobby
points in
Now
the
Portis.
I
fourth
Whoa, whoa,
quarter
whoa!
last
We're
I'll be
night.
talking
for
to
real. Like
everybody. We're trying to listen to Juice. Relax.
All right.
I'd be for real.
All right.
Like they, although I'm a hardcore Sixers fan, I still haven't picked another person, but Portland Dame was my favorite player in the league
Mm.
until he got to Milwaukee. I just think without him, like to stretch the floor, you got to worry about without having to worry about him, and I just think it was a bad trade. If you had Middleton that could stretch the floor and hit threes, you had Dame stretch the floor and hit threes. Everything opens up for Giannis.
Middleton would be a matchup nightmare against the Pacers. He cannot run the floor like that no more. He would be a
Fair,
matchup nightmare.
fair.
They
That's
can put
fair.
him off our bench.
Trust me, I love Middleton as much as everybody, but he's gonna give you. He's a bench player now. Like
But what do you for right now within this scenario though? You still don't think they would prefer Middleton over Kuz right now?
I don't think
What?
so. I think Kuzma's like he runs the floor. We're running a different style offense right now, where we like do this strategy where we get down by like 15 to 20 points, and then we just come back in the fourth quarter, and it's working for us.
That's not going to work in the
It's not
playoffs.
a good
At
long
15 to
term
20,
plan.
like even if you cut it, it might get to 8. It's the playoffs though.
Yeah,
Like it's a different game. It's going to slow down. The possessions are going to be longer. Like it's going to be more detailed. Like it's a whole different game. That's why I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like even the play-in has kind of intensified the playoffs overall. Like I like, and the only reason I like it is I felt like when I was younger, or past years coming and watching the leagues, most of the guys that ended up between like the 8 to the 10 or 7, I'll even say to the 10 are teams that had like a bad injury or just something that would like if it wasn't for that one thing they might themselves have been in and been
Mhm.
solidified in the playoffs. So I'm cool that it adds them in, but just the one and done aspect, like I said on the podcast before, I think the NCAA tournament is the best tournament of champions in the U.S. to be for real, and
because of the
definitely
one
for
and
the
done.
that's the basketball, the one and done.
Yeah.
Adding that type of element in to an NBA play, I think it just intensified it even more because now like you just gotta I don't want to say you gotta earn it, but you know what I mean, like
The
that one and
heavyweights and the
done.
Cinderellas and just so many
Yeah,
teams from different areas and backgrounds. It's awesome. There's nothing better than that.
Can I
yeah,
ask a
for
quick
sure.
question about I know we're NBA, but I just saw something the other day that made me kind of get excited. So Florida just won the championship. Who's the kid who averages like 22 a game on their team?
Walter Clayton
Yeah,
Jr.,
Clayton.
Walter Clayton Jr.,
So
the heck of
they
a
have this
guard.
guy projected to go in the late first round to the Celtics. Have you guys seen that? Because I saw it on ESPN the other day. Are they talking about giving
Unfortunately,
us
yes.
20-point scorers that are champions? That's going to come off our bench. Are you guys hearing this and not crying at night?
Unfortunately, yes.
He's a killer. He would be a heck of an addition to your team if you can get him that late.
There's
He
a
slid
long
up.
time before the NBA draft happens. Like a lot of
Why would he go that late? Explain
That's
why.
yeah, right, exactly.
They had him. They honestly had him slated like second round until this championship run, and it pushed up. I think this draft is heavy in. It's heavier in multi-talented wings. Like even like I told you, the one I
That's
want
what
the
I was gonna
most.
say.
I want Derek Queen more. Like I know I don't. We're not going to get one. We're not going to get Coop. It's not even up for debate.
You don't
But I
deserve
think like yeah, true. And to be for real, even if we had the one because of how the Sixers idiot back office is, we probably still wouldn't take him because he's not injured. That's one of the check marks you have to
Yes.
hit to be drafted by the Sixers.
Yep.
Unfortunately, because they're a bunch of freaking idiots.
Yep.
But like I think they have Ace Bailey, the kid from Rutgers, who's I think he's like a 6'11". He's a 6'11" wing, but he can play. You know, I think he's scoring all three levels, play defense, like big body. But I think like Derek Queen, in my opinion, of the guys up there, is the most polished. Like he's not slow, but he's not Jokic slow, but he's not freakish, crazy athletic either. He can take you off the dribble. He can shoot. He can score from every level. He can play the point at 6'10". Like I think he's the one to be for real. But hopefully we get him because if not, I think I'm gonna have a panic attack. For real, for real.
I think you're gonna have a lot of panic attacks in your future, Juice. I'm sorry.
Probably.
We're gonna have to do a draft episode live to see Earl. I mean,
See what
a
Juice gets.
lottery episode live to see what pick Juice gets and make sure
Oh
he stays
I'm gonna pass out.
stays in that top 7.
Yes.
And you know what? To be funny, I think it is. I think the announcement is on a Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
I think it is on a Wednesday, so we got to check that out.
So we
It
could
is
have it
definitely on a weeknight, usually during a playoff game, halftime of a. It would be
Oh,
if
wait,
it's
no, I just saw it.
if it's
I
a
just
7 o'clock game, we might see the lottery here live on a show
Yes.
one night.
but
That's nice.
I'm gonna have to flip my desk around. We're gonna have TVs behind me.
with it.
All right, you boys got anything else before we get out of here? First half.
How'd I do, Tony?
Topher.
Did I let everybody talk?
Topher, you did great. I wish you had a little more excitement in your voice.
Well,
and
that's
your,
what happens. That's what happens. You turn me down,
stances,
and
but I mean, when your
I think
team's
we're all right.
failing to get to the finish line, I understand. It's okay.
You can't put that beast in the cage temporarily, Tony. You either gotta let it roam or put it in the cage permanently.
It's MVP you're talking to, Tony.
Yeah.
Okay.
You told
He's
me
not
to
the
not.
most valuable flu rat.
I do have one more thing. Chris,
All right.
I just want to thank you on behalf of everybody for putting that Discord thing together for the network. It
like
is
that?
running seemingly very smoothly. We even got Paul Douglas to join the Discord, which was
Wow.
you didn't think that any of us would ever see that. So thank you. I think in my mind, you're on your way to 2-time MVP. So we'll see what happens.
I appreciate that.
at the end of the year.
I'm not gonna let
but,
that happen. No,
right.
no.
Yeah, it's
Sir.
great having Paul in there. I think the thing's moving smooth. All the channels are working, and yeah, it's nice, man. Good
going great,
communication.
man. We
Yep.
appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
Let's
Thank
take
you.
a quick break. We will get back. We're gonna have Matt Libz, and
Hey
we'll
now.
look forward to the second half of the show. Be right back.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Clash and Conferences podcast, where you are the second half of the NBA podcast. Before we get into Matt Libz, brought to you by Cowboy Revolution, I believe it is. I just want to touch on our website, theclashandconferences.com. All you got to do is go there, check out the site, fill out an easy form. You can be a part of the show. Doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter what team you rep. We got reps from all over the place, all over the country. Now, I mean, just this show right here, we got I think we got 4 states represented amongst our 5 guys sitting here right now. So that's
Wisconsin flag.
a pretty good representation of all different parts of the country, and anybody can be part of this. Very easy to do as long as you have a phone or an iPad or some kind of device that you can stream from. And as we've found out before, you also need a half-decent internet connection. But we can get you fixed if that's a problem. Tony's got solutions. He can tell you about the freezer.
Well, I don't have solutions, but I have problems. So we'll work with you, though.
Huh?
You've been having a pretty good season here as far as network issues. I think you solved whatever was. I don't think have you been in the freezer one time this year in 2025?
Well, I mean, for a couple minutes here and there.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
So
in the freezer. All right.
So
knock on wood. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. One more real quick. Actually, one more real quick tidbit. Juice, tell the audience what you were telling us at halftime. What's going on out there right now in the world?
Luka is frying. Like, and I know we kind of all expected it with the first game back in Dallas, but like I said during the break when I saw they played the tribute video for him, and it seemed like a couple of tears were coming down. The Lakers huddled up. I was like, he's about to cook. And then here we are at halftime. He's got 31 points. It's insane.
Who's playing for the Mavericks though? Is it like the hot dog vendor?
Everybody but Kyrie?
Playing.
No, they're completely healthy except for Kyrie.
Can because they're trying to make the plan right now. I think
they're in the plan.
Okay,
right now they're the 10. They're the 10 seed, so they got everybody back. Again, except for Kyrie, and it's a close game. It's only the Lakers are only up by 3. But you can just see, like, they're letting Luka just do whatever he wants. And
he's had this marked on his calendar for a while too.
Yeah.
He was like, he's sad about it still, and he wants to show them that they did the wrong thing as much as possible.
Absolutely, as he should. It looks like in the stands there's more Luka Lakers jerseys than Luka Mavericks jerseys, which is bananas.
Well,
but
it's still
what do you expect?
Well, those fans turned on that team too, so that's not that surprising.
As they should.
It's dumb
that was
though.
Their plan.
It's still dumb. Well, no, because Just Juice said it last week, but it's still dumb. Just like Denver firing their coach. I mean, I don't know. It's just like nobody understands why they made the trade, and they trashed him the whole time, and they talked about his weight. And now he's out there cooking them for 31 in the first half. Good. I don't want the Lakers to be good. I'm a Laker hater, but they deserve it. I mean, good. That's what they get. But did you guys talk about real quick? Did you guys talk about the coach last night on the members pod? Did you guys bring that up at all? Why they fired their coach?
I don't think anybody here was on the members pod last night because I missed it. So
okay.
I don't. Steven's giving us they talked about it a little bit. Steven's saying, but you're talking about is it Michael Malone? Was that his name out in Denver? That got fired with 3 games left, and he's a heck of a coach. So it was a big surprise.
Him over Doc any day of the week. Get Doc out of here. Give me Michael Malone.
How many coaches do you want on your payroll?
Well, he wants to get rid of Doc. Now, I thought you said Doc wasn't the problem.
Budenhauser. So he's done next year. Budenhauser's done. So we'd only have to pay 3 coaches.
More coaches on payroll than a rich old man paying his ex-wives. Good gravy.
I think
Stop
it was
collecting them.
Juice. Were you the one that pointed out that it was Memphis did the same thing recently, or
Yeah,
was that okay?
Memphis fired their coach. I want to say this might have been like 2-3 weeks ago at this point. But again, like none of it makes sense. The only thing I saw on a podcast a couple maybe like a month ago, they interviewed Byron Scott, and they asked him why he's not interested in coaching anymore. He was like, because the coaches have no control. He was like, it's a players' league. You
Yeah.
come in now, like they don't listen to you. There's no way, you have no power at all, and you can see it now. Like it's insane. I mean, I've always hated how the culture of the NBA kind of changed, where everything's the coach's fault. Like stuff takes time. Winning championships takes time. You got to gel together as a squad. You got to everyone got to figure out their roles and do a lot of things. And sometimes you
Exactly.
got to be held accountable. And so many of these guys don't want to be, according to what people say. It doesn't seem like they want to be held accountable. And they always look at the coach to give them the axe. If they win, the players are great. If they lose, the coach sucks. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. But that's the reality of the culture right now. Hopefully, they find a way to fix it. Because
They got it made though. They
it's
get
just
guaranteed
bad.
contracts. They always their money's not a part of like the salary cap. Like the coaches get it made.
Yeah.
They get fired. They keep like Tony's paying 3 coaches. Like I don't
Yeah.
even want to
Oh,
hear it.
he's gonna get signed by somebody next year.
I don't even
Easy.
want to hear it. Like I know what you're saying, Juice, but at the same time, they got it made. They get all the money. They got all the stars. They got I don't know. I don't even.
But
Boys,
why bother? Why would any, like, I felt the only
For the
reason, like,
money.
I agree with you. I agree with you, like, for the bread. And I get it. Do your thing, like, get paid. But in reality, like, it's just like you're like a puppet. Like, again, if you win, they give all the credit to the players. If you lose, it's your fault.
All right. Well, here's a take that I heard that I kind of made sense to me. But like they did just lose 4 in a row. They're getting ready to fall down into the play-in. They had one of the best players in the world on their squad, and somebody brought up winning cures things. They just didn't want him and the GM don't get along, and they just didn't. Guys talk about the Giants all the time, how you don't keep one or get rid of the other. If you get rid of Joe Shane, you got to get rid of the. They wanted to get rid of them both and cut ties, and they wanted to do it before the playoffs for a spark, and they didn't want them to go into the playoffs and actually go on a run and feel like they had to keep one of them. So that's what I heard. I heard that was like probably the best take
Yeah.
and the reason why to rip the Band-Aid off. They feel like they could get a spark by throwing in a coach right now. Luka and them weren't. They even said like during like the last couple of weeks, you can tell when a team doesn't try on defense. They don't. They're like you lost. You lost them. You lost them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was just that's the only
Well,
reason why I brought it up. I was curious what you guys thought. I thought it was
no,
really
it's definitely a
crazy.
good topic. You know,
Yeah, it
very
was really
big
crazy too.
news in the
But
NBA this week. But I think it's time to rip our Band-Aid off and unleash Rick Ramone. What do you got for
uh-oh.
us with Matt Libz this week?
we got all kinds of stuff. First off, Michael, we're giving away things because that's just how well we're doing over here at the Clash and Conferences. So, content manager in your magic bubble at some point when you're editing, go ahead and show the folks out there. We have a couple of hats from American Revolution. We're gonna go ahead and give one away this week. So if you go ahead and leave a comment in the section and say, I don't know, the color that you like, white and red, whatever the case may be, get a free hat from us. How about
Say
that?
go Knicks. Say you want to see the Knicks
That
in
white
7.
is clean.
Knicks
Say
in
Don't say
7,
that.
baby. Knicks in
Boo
7
Topher.
over the Celtics.
Yeah.
I might even rig it so
No.
you win the hat.
We'll send you something, but it won't be a hat. I can guarantee you that. Oh, don't forget the promo code Rick Ramone. Come on now, just saying.
Hey,
But anyways, all right,
you can
boys.
get one of these babies. Looks good.
Yeah, there you go.
Move on.
All right, boys. Anybody know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's Mad Libs time. Come on now. Content manager, working magic again. Music, please. And we're back. All right. I got a lot of
Protocol engaged.
funny questions tonight, and you guys actually are gonna have to work in teams on some of
boy.
them. Yeah. Huh? So, Mike, I'm gonna start with you though, and here's why. Because before we started recording tonight, we were talking about Juice's reactions making our content manager laugh. And, I've been doing this for a while now. Mike's been doing it since the start, but one of my favorite pastimes is watching the podcast and then me making Michael laugh and watching Mike's face every time when I make him laugh. So, Mike, I need you to take a little while. No, it's the cheese, or no, the cupcake.
The cupcakes, the cupcake and donut face.
But I need you to take a little while and think, what are some of the funniest moments or moments on this podcast or all the podcasts that have made you laugh the most? So I want you to think about that. We'll come back to you. But also a short-term question for you while you're also thinking. You need to pick your girlfriend team, and they need to be in the West.
Whoa, in the West.
Got it.
All right. You're actually going to be on another one too, Mike. I gave you a lot of work tonight, but you know what? You're in the host role. You can handle it, so here we go. All right. Juice and Topher, you guys are going to work together on this one.
Philly, New York together?
Philly and New York together, because I've been watching the Celtics documentary. If there's one thing I know is that we've just been slapping y'all around for decades, adding to your misery. So, with that said, your teams have to make a trade in the offseason with your current roster. Juice, you guys get the 5 seed in the draft. Give me something.
We Knicks and Sixers have to make a trade
with each other.
And you're the GMs.
Well, I don't want Embiid. You know I don't want him, so don't even try. Don't even try to give him to me. Yeah, I don't want him. I want to win. I want a guy that plays.
All right. Well, tell me what you do want.
I mean, my favorite piece on there is Maxey. I mean, I love Maxey, and I like McCain. He's a good young up and coming player. I mean, the Sixers got some other pieces, but that's 2 that I have my eye on.
Talk sweet to Juice. Offer him a deal.
See, I can't give him too much. You like Bridges, right?
For Maxey, you're not going to give him too much?
You like Bridges, right?
Yeah.
For
Maxey, you got to give me a haul.
I know.
I'm gonna be for real.
I'm just scratching the surface. I asked. You like Bridges, so Bridges would have to be part of the deal, I'm sure. What would you want, Juice? Is there anything else you would want?
For Maxey and McCain?
Yeah, I want Maxey, McCain, and I'll give you some pieces, and I'm just curious of what it would take.
They're on that Wizards pick. Don't forget that, too. That's a big pick. The Knicks.
Oh, they have so that's the top 3.
Yeah, but it's protected. But I think maybe next season it's not.
All right, so for Maxey, McCain, I'll throw in. I don't know. Everybody else there, the rest of them, the throw-ins will be free agents. So we'll say Maxey, McCain. I need Bridges. This is tough because I don't want anybody on that squad.
Oh, let's just forget it. Let's just forget it. Let's just decline.
One man's trash is another man's trash.
I'm declining the trade right now. That's bull. That's baloney.
I can't because I don't. To be for real, I was
sitting there thinking I don't want anything on your squad. I was like, I don't want to give you anything.
It's hard. That's hard. Like if anything, I'll give you. I would take if they have the top 3 pick, I'll take the top 3 pick.
And you would want Bridges. I only said that because I remember you said there was a chance you could have had Bridges, and you liked it.
There was 2 chances. Number one, we drafted him and traded him for Zaire Smith out of Texas Tech, who didn't make it through the G League in 1 season. He was gone in 6 months. Garbage.
Garbage. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Do you guys know who the G League MVP was this year?
Yes, we do.
From the Celtics.
The Davis kid.
I didn't know. Man.
Anyway,
and this is hard. This is hard to argue with Rick because even what he talked about, like with them beating us for decades, like I can't even get mad because it's the truth. Like I gotta just shut up and take
years and years and years. I mean, we just
it's just garbage.
Yeah.
Just wait. If the time ever comes, I don't even care. Like, prayerfully, the podcast, is still a thing. I don't care if it's 30 years from now. I promise you, I'm calling Rick immediately. Like, what was all that talk?
You better.
Podcast is still a thing
I love
when
it.
we can beat you. He's so defeated.
It's gonna be over. But I think that I don't think there's a trade to be had there because I can't think of anyone.
And honestly,
on the even pieces around.
All
Like
right.
for Maxey, I need 3 players, and I can't think of 3 that I want.
That's crazy to me because, like, I mean, we're a 50-win team 2 years in a row, and you guys stink, and you don't want anything. And I really
You know
don't want
what?
to
You know
give,
what?
and I really don't want to give
But
anything up. Be honest with you. I mean, I love
but that's what
Maxie,
I'm saying.
but what would we?
You're not going to give up. You're not going to give up Brunson.
I'm
You're
not
not
going
going to give up OG.
OG.
You're not going to give up. That's what I'm saying. Like it's too much that you're not going to give up.
No, no,
Basura for
It's not
basura.
realistic.
it ain't going to
It's
work.
not realistic.
He knew we would
Yeah,
fight. That's what it is. He knew we would argue.
100%.
He knew it
100%.
wasn't going to work.
100%.
I mean, it's not working now either. So, all right, Tony and Mike, guess what? You guys get to team up too.
Let's go,
Giannis,
Tony. We're winning the
Giannis
tag team.
may or may not want to leave. So you guys have to do a trade. And Mike, you guys get the number 1 pick in this draft. So you tell me what you guys are doing. How are you haggling?
I'm not haggling
That's
nobody.
easy.
I'm taking Cooper Flag, and we're not talking about nothing else. I don't care what your Matt Libs question is.
You still have to do a trade.
No.
You still have to do a
No.
trade.
Say,
No.
No.
If you get Cooper, send LaMelo.
If I get Cooper Flag, you couldn't give me Giannis to take Cooper Flag.
but
No,
he's
send
saying
LaMelo.
that's
I'm saying
crazy.
you wouldn't want to put Giannis with Cooper Flag?
Oh, sure. I
Okay.
thought you were making me trade Cooper Flag. I'm like, you better get out of here.
But I wouldn't do that. And the first pick's the only asset you guys have that is like entertaining.
You would want Cooper
Does no one
Flag,
on your
crazy.
team,
Melo,
Tony?
and you would want a
to
lot.
trade Kuzma
I don't want to
or
trade
Bobby
LaMelo
Portis?
for LaMelo's not in any of the tiers of the other players we have. LaMelo's not in Giannis's tier, but he's above everybody else. Is Kyle Kuzma like in the radius of LaMelo Ball?
Brandon Miller's got more value than anybody on the Bucks not named Giannis.
Yeah, so it's a tough situation. But I also don't know your role players. So you probably got some veterans on your team that are right.
You got no
for the
role
taking.
players you want. You would want either Picks or Brandon Miller or LaMelo.
I would say if you guys did like a Lopez
Bridges?
for Bridges.
Good
or something, that'd be a
call.
good
Kyle
trade.
Kuzma
Try to
for
give
like
me
a very
Bridges,
good chip,
first-round
actually.
pick.
Oh, that Bridges.
I'll do
yeah.
Kyle
Miles
Kuzma
Bridges.
for a chance at a first-round pick.
There you go.
What about that?
Sure.
What do you want to
Dude,
give
it's
me?
valid.
Kuzma?
Anything's
Oh,
Kuzma
dude.
for an unprotected first-round draft pick. Any year you
No.
want.
Pass. Easy pass.
Topher,
Yes, sir.
you're going to get a little time on this one too, but I would like to know. Now, I'm not even going to sit here and play these games of imagination where we pretend that the Knicks won a championship this year. But I want to know, what are your thoughts if your team loses in the first round, the second round, or the third round? Again, you get to be GM here. So if your team goes all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, what would you do to the roster? How would you keep it together? But
Wait. Why was there no option where they win the championship?
Because it's never going to happen.
You said it ain't going to happen. I can answer that. I mean, like if they, I want to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. That was my, like, going into this season, my hopes were to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. That was my hope.
All right, so if you do with this team, you would just run it back completely the way it
I
is?
would absolutely, because then on top of it, we would have to get through you at this point, it looks like, to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. So absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't do anything major. Now, if we go to the second round.
What if you lose in the first round, though? What if you lose in the first round?
We lose in the first round and nobody gets hurt and we just get beat. Yeah, I mean, you got to make a move. You got to make a move like you do. And then maybe it's the coach. Maybe it's some players. Maybe we move like I still, like me and Crying, like I said, we talk all the time. We still agree. Like I miss DiVincenzo. I miss the fire he brought. Like we do need a piece like that. We need something like that. And I think that's going to flare up. I think this series versus Detroit's going to be, it's going to kind of battle test us and get us ready. They're a little chippy. They beat us in the regular season. I think they're going to get us ready for you. I think that's a good.
May I make a
like Mike
suggestion
Lamson says, how are you going to magically be better? We're finally going to play with our full team. We're going to play a tough team in a series. And I think we're going to work some, Tibbs got something in his pocket. He got something up his sleeve, man. We're going to be good. We're going to be good in the playoffs.
Who are you still missing from your team?
No, we're not missing anybody. I'm saying.
Yeah, they're back up.
Well, you're saying finally we're going to have a full team.
Well, it's going to be consistently. It was only in 79 games. We only had our squad together for 5 games. We're going to play the rest of these games, the next 3 games, We're going to play the first round.
Instead of 5 games, you got 8 games, and suddenly
That's
everything's
big.
okay.
That's big. Brunson hasn't played. Dude, Brunson hasn't played in a month.
I can't.
You don't, because you don't. Brunson hasn't.
Like 5 days from now, that's not going to be different.
It is going to be different. He has to get back in the flow, dude. They got to get going again. He's going to have Robinson in the lineup more. Dude, it's going to be,
Oh, man, I don't know.
Robinson didn't look like he was ready to come back in the lineup last night when they needed him.
He's limited to 15 minutes a game right now. They've been doing it since he's been back.
Limited to not coming back in the game because he busted his ass.
He's Did you see anything on him being hurt?
He limped over to the sideline.
I didn't see him come back in the game when they needed him. That's what I saw.
Yeah, Tibbs didn't put him back in. He didn't put him back in the game. He did go back in the game at the end. I remember him getting back in on the free throw line. But yeah,
I'm going to make a suggestion.
I got to finish it. I feel like you would have to do something. But if we play the Celtics are the champions. That's who we're trying to measure ourselves against. We play you in the second round and we take it 6-7 games. To me, that's just as good as going to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. I'm good with that. We go to the first round and lose, and you got to mix it up.
Yeah.
And then like Tibbs, everybody says, "Oh, you want to keep Tibbs? You want to get rid of him?" For who? I mean, I guess maybe the dude from the Denver now,
Malone.
Yeah, that is true. I ain't gonna lie. That
Malone's gonna be the most sought after coach.
That is a true thing.
Debate.
If Tibbs loses in the first round. But I did want to bring something up real quick. I know we're still doing Mad Libs, but you guys rag on me all year about you guys are the minute police and talk about everybody being hurt. We're honestly getting ready to roll into the playoffs, bearing an injury here in the next 3 days, right? You guys are down Jaylen Brown right now. He's not right. He's not healthy.
He can rest. It's okay.
But dude, it's not okay. He did not look right last night. And it's because he's not.
Our finals MVP was sitting, and we won. It's okay.
No, he wasn't playing well, and it was partially because he's hurt. I know.
Partially because of us. I know how injuries as a Celtics fan. Trust me, between 2 championships I watched every year,
he's not consistent. You lose him, and Jaylen Brown ain't right. By the time we play you in the second round, it could be the perfect time to play you.
Hey, we have a good bench.
I can't. Well, you wanted a little excitement, Tony. I can't wait to play them, and I wasn't going to say nothing yesterday if we won.
Wrong with your points.
You want that smoke? You can ask and you shall receive, sir.
I was not going to say a word because the games really don't matter until the playoffs start.
Yeah,
that's why you didn't hear shit from me all day. That's not a bad word. That's allowed on this pod.
Okay, good to know. I'm going to take note of that. All right.
Juice, you got to pick your girlfriend team too. It's got to be Western Conference team.
That's easy. OKC.
Okay.
Only because they're young squad. Now, I'll say OKC with the with the possible Nuggets.
Nuggets?
Only 100%.
Really? I like it.
Only because like
Nuggets with the firing of the coaches and everything.
Still the Nuggets.
Not Warriors with Jimmy Butler.
Juice, you know who the wild card team to me is in the West? The one team that could be like you really can't tell. The Clippers.
They are good. They are hot
If Kawhi's healthy,
they're a problem.
I don't know.
I agree, Rick.
No,
he can't play. He hasn't played a back-to-back in like 3 years.
Are we all forgetting James Harden disappears in the playoffs?
They don't play back-to-back.
Let's be real.
You're right.
It's not even the game. Like I will say, the last time I really saw, and that's what has me still so hot with Joel. The last time James didn't fold was when we played you guys. We were up. If Joel didn't fold, I hands down think we would have won that series. To be for real, but it played out the way it played out. Yeah. But James is gonna fold, and then I think the big thing for him in the playoffs, like you all the defensive weaknesses get exposed at that point, and you're gonna get cooked. So like, I get Kawhi. Don't get me wrong. Like, if Kawhi is healthy, I don't think anybody has an answer for Kawhi. Like, we gotta be for real because he's gonna guard the best player. He's probably I'm not gonna say he's gonna clamp the best player. The best player is gonna have a hard time getting through him, and he's gonna get buckets whenever he wants to get buckets. Just to be for real.
He's
But
like the
after
Red
other,
Sox. He gets hot and then just like rips through the playoffs and wins a championship, and then
yeah,
does nothing in between, and then just rips through and wins one. And it's
he's a
like,
freak.
yeah.
Even that last before that last ACL tear, like I still look back to that playoff series. It was the Jazz.
Yeah,
He
Donovan Mitchell.
didn't have an ACL, and he banged on somebody body to body with no ACL. What kind of freak of nature is that? Like he's different. Like it's not even up for debate. But they're gonna fold. It's not. That's why. And
All
the
that, but they
crazy
still
part.
suck. No,
They still suck
I just,
100%.
I just
But it is. I will
love
say.
it.
I think the Clippers. I think because of how easily they're going to fold, the Lakers are going to have a cakewalk the first round because it looks like that's going to be the matchup.
Lakers Celtics, that's what it's going to be this year.
Stop it.
I've been saying it. Clickbait,
If
clickbait.
if
Find
Lakers
it.
Celtics happens this year, no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna be sick
It's gonna
because
happen. I'm telling
I
you.
don't want it.
I'm telling you. It's gonna happen. I'm telling
I
you.
don't need either one
All
of
right,
you in there.
boys. I'll let Dave, Jeezum Crepes, this is how bad I'm doing tonight. Michael, I apologize. Michael, I asked you a question about your favorite, funniest moments. Tony, you're free to join in and help Michael because you two always have good, witty banter. So,
I could
favorite,
use some
funniest
help on
moments.
this, Tony, if you got anything, because Matt, I'm like the worst person to ask a memory question. I mean, you just don't know me well enough, I think, maybe, but like my memory is like I can't remember what
Can
happened
I say
yesterday,
anything,
and you want me to
edited and
give you
not
my
edited?
favorite moments of all time. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Tony, jump in there.
My two favorite moments that I can think of off the top of my head are Ric Flair episode was probably the wildest episode
Great
I've ever been
one.
part of.
Great
Great
episode.
one.
And
Yep.
then off the cuff, the fact that he's not here right now, but we were doing a promotion for Matt being the top teacher in the country, and Dave brings up in the same episode was one of the craziest moments I remember of this whole thing. I don't know if it aired,
Edit it
if that
again.
aired,
The
but that
the
was wild.
all right,
I
let's
miss my
transition.
guy Dave. He has the wildest answers.
And so you just replaced Dave with Dave's answer.
The couple of things I did write down is the in-person meetings are always a blast. When we went to Philly, I mean, that was just endless laughter and good times. The Chicago episode was pretty funny and special. The Stomp Out Hunger episode will forever live in my heart. That is just one of my favorite. We hate Louisville and we stomp out hunger. That's what we do. So that was awesome. Tony P is comedy gold every episode he is on. So it doesn't really matter what we're talking about or what's going on. Tony P is always a winner. And from the OG crew, every time you put Paul in a situation one-on-one with anybody, especially Randy, you're going to get one-liners and laughs and insults back and forth one way and the other way. And it's always a good time to watch. Now, the second part of my question, who I think in the West, my girlfriend team, I'm taking one of the teams you guys all just discussed at the end there. I have preached forever to Chris that I think it takes star power. I don't think anybody has more star power than LeBron and Luka right now. They're with the Lakers when it comes to just superstars. They're going to get the calls when it comes down to crunch time. They are going to get, things that shouldn't happen to the average team that they're going to slip by with. And I'm going with the Lakers. They're
LeBron's
going to
gonna hit a
upset some
buzzer
teams.
beater at some point, for sure.
Yeah. All right, that's Matt Libz. Thank you, boys. I like the teamwork. Good job.
Great work, Matt. Great work, Rick, with Matt Libz. We appreciate
buddy.
it.
Pay the price, Michael.
You guys got any last tidbits before we get out of here?
No, I like his Denver pick because not Luka, but I know they got Luka, but Denver always seems to beat the Lakers. So I would like to see them stomp the Lakers out. And OKC is still my championship pick. I don't know. Do you guys remember who your championship picks are? You guys want to restate them before the...
That's what I was gonna ask. Are we doing a competition for the playoffs?
No, I don't think we really have anything, but I think we all picked a champion. You guys want to make sure we know who that is before we roll into the playoffs? I know Matt's picking.
I like the Celtics.
Yeah, Matt. I thought you ain't gonna go with the Lakers. all the way
I'm
through.
gonna pick the
Yeah,
Lakers.
I had to pick a
I'm
West
picking the
team for my
Lakers.
Mad
I'll go
Libs
down to
question.
Lakers.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah. All right.
For shame, sir.
OKC for me.
I mean, I said it's going to be Celtics Lakers in the finals. I can only pick one of those two teams. I'll take the Lakers.
There you go.
And you're moving to
Well,
Massachusetts. You people disgust
The
me.
good news is we are only days or maybe a week or a little over a week away. I don't know the schedule again, but
Like the play
we
in
ain't
next
that
week.
far away from finding out. We are going to have playoff basketball to talk about, if not the next episode, but definitely by 2 episodes from now, we're going to be knee deep in it. So
Can't
looking
wait.
forward to
Please
what's
still
to
be
come.
alive,
We will
Bucks.
be back
Please
soon,
still be alive
and
in 2 weeks.
we'll see if Tony's still praying for the Bucks to be alive in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
We'll
2
see you all
weeks.
soon. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.